live in a world that we design.
Hello.
Every night
This is one of my favourite songs. I love it. Maybe you also have your own favourite song for your dreams. I just love listening to the words.
A million dreams for the world we're gonna make.
I love that. It's so powerful to be able to also listen to music, to be able to allow us that permission to dream, but also that belief to be able to dream. And it just has reminded me, back to even just 2 years ago, 18 months ago, I think I'd probably, in the sense of not stopped dreaming, but had just lost a lot of my dreams. I get caught up in the day-to-day workings of life. And having that courage or that passion to be able to remind myself of my dreams. And so because it's been an important journey for me, I thought I'd be able to share a little bit more from a dreams perspective, the importance of it and how to get back on track to our dreams. So if I remember a mentor of mine a few years ago, and she would pose the question to me, if you were to close your eyes and you were to dream big, where would you be and what would you be doing? Without any yeah buts, without any holding yourselves back, where would you be and what would you be doing? And just also being able to take a moment and I love to either sit outside in nature and just being able to write down, where would I be and what would I be doing? And whom would I be there with? And so without having any yeah buts or any excuses of, oh, well, I can't do that, or I can't afford that, or yeah, but that's not what I'm going to be able to do. Just be in the moment and being able to connect to ourselves and ask us that question. If I was to dream big without any limitations, where would I be and what would I be doing? And at the time, I remember being in my 20s when she posed that question to me. And then some, 4 or 5 years later, I remember being able to live that dream and she was still there. And I remember walking out of the house with her and I said, remember that day you asked me about my dream, where would I be and what would I be doing? I have just lived it tonight. And it was such a heartfelt, warm, fuzzy moment. And so it also reminds me to be able to continue to keep doing it. There will always be hard times that we'll go through in life. And I have this little card or this little saying for myself that it's in big letters, this too shall pass. And that's been really powerful for me to remind myself in the hard times that this too shall pass. I've been able to get through other situations. I know I'm going to be able to get through whatever I get presented with. So I thought I'd be able to share a little bit more on dreams and being able to help us have the courage and belief to be able to dream again, and then being able to write it down on a piece of paper, being able to connect to ourselves without holding ourselves back. Just like Pink's song, A Million Dreams, you get to be able to, create that world for yourself, and it's got to start here in the mind and the heart first. You have to be able to believe it to achieve it. So I encourage you first to be able to take a piece of paper, fresh piece of paper and a notebook, either sit outside, sit inside with a cup of warm drink or a wine at the end of the day, whatever suits you. And if you were to dream big, where would you be and what would you be doing without any limitations? And then if I look at then there's the actual part of the courage and belief to be able to allow myself to be able to go there. Because I think for a while I was like, well, it ain't happening, so I'm not going to go and expect it because then I'm going to be disappointed. Do any of you relate to that? But being able to go, okay, actually at the time for me, it wasn't going to happen because the vehicle that I was in to be able to earn or create my dream lifestyle, my dream income, it wasn't the right vehicle that was going to help me be able to reach those dreams. So rather than change my dream to be what my current lifestyle or income was, how could I be able to look at having my dream lifestyle and then being able to look at, right, what vehicle is going to be able to get me to be able to reach that dream lifestyle? And that was a real changing point for me, to also believe that that was the dream that was in my heart, and that's the dream I'm going to go out and be able to accomplish. So also think about the words and the language that you use around your dream. So even if you are writing it out, What do you see? What do you feel? What do you smell? How is the garden around you? How is the landscape around you? Who is there with you? And now when you're back in reality, how do you talk about that dream? Only share it with people that are also going to support you. I didn't tell many people of my big, huge, scary dreams. And if it doesn't scare you, then it's probably not big enough. So think about the language that you use around your current dream to be able to also support you in being able to build it to happen. The other part that I would look at doing is going, what does your dream day consist of? What time do you wake up? Where are you? What do you do throughout the day? What does your dream day actually consist of? Because if you don't know where you're going, then how are you going to be able to navigate your way forward? And I know that even in today's times, that forward is somewhat of a relatively, sometimes uncertain situation for some people. But especially in the times that we're in at the moment, there's a saying that has been very important and relevant for me right now, is thinking about pivoting, not pausing. Say it again, think about pivoting, not pausing. So pivoting where forward is. Forward's not the same place it used to be a few months ago. But rather than pause and wait for the world to get back on track, wait for us to be able to resume normal, because normal is going to be different. Normal for what was 3 months ago is going to be different. So rather than waiting for that normal to reappear, think about pivoting in your focus of forward and still being able to create that momentum for yourself. And that happens to me for my own world 2 years ago. It was not working for me from a lifestyle and a financial point of view for me to be able to put one foot in front of the other, still pay the bills, still rock up to work, and physically look after my health. I had gotten a Ross River virus a few years before that. And so actually going to physical work was not able to be done. So I started to also go, if that is to happen to me again, now that I've recovered, I need to have a different plan B. And so I've gone through that process 18 months ago to be able to go, I need a plan B for my own self to pivot, because I can't continue to keep doing this for another 5 to 10, 15 years full time. So the power of my dreams really drove me and motivated me to keep pursuing that forward momentum. So think of pivoting, not pausing. How can you still be able to keep moving forward? And sometimes it's just the power of asking how. In this time of economy being able to rebalance and still being able to move forward, there's numerous companies that were created during a recession back in 18 or 1900s, 1890, I think it was 1890, for General Electrics. General Motors is another one that was created in a recession. What was another one? IBM. That was created in 1896 during a recession. Some of those big companies, Walt Disney was created, or his as a business was created during a recession. There are big companies that are created in a recession. And I'm a Netflix fan. For any of you that have Netflix, go and watch the Walt Disney movie on Netflix, like The Making of Walt Disney. It's an amazing trials, tribulations, and the growth of him as a person and as a business. That was an amazing story. And so I think of these times that are coming up for a lot of us in being able to still keep moving and keep that momentum forward. And I do see my other friends and different people struggling. And I want to be able to help you to also think about, don't lose sight of your dreams, but pivot and find some other momentum of forward. Find some place forward to still keep moving towards those dreams and goals. This too shall pass. And it's going to be able to help people create something new and different, because normal is not going to be what normal was a few months or weeks ago. So being able to look at our dreams and how, if we were to close our eyes, where would we be and what would we be doing? What does our perfect day actually look like? And then can we find that right vehicle that's going to help us be able to get there and support us with those dreams and goals? And another thing that I looked at that was pretty powerful for me in remembering my dreams was a vision board. I feel like I was the queen of procrastinating for this. And I procrastinated, I'm going to say for 5 years. I used to be really in that sense of positive, big on vision boards, and being able to have a mental picture of it first. And then I traveled around in my horse trailer and with the horses. And so my living area, very small. So I just went, I don't have room for my vision board, but I don't have room for my vision because I'm busy doing things. And I think that's the first part of being able to lose the spark inside of us. You know, it's not, I remember a quote that it's not that you're tired, or it's not really that you're lazy. It's that you've lost the spark. You've lost your vision. You've lost finding what is passionate for you inside. So the vision board for me was quite an adventurous one to be able to go on. I first started with a book, and I just went and wrote down, I actually got it from the Magic book. At the start of that book, it gives you 6 different areas to look at: health, health and well-being, relationships, money, work, material things, and there's one other. But you just can look at that as a whole, write down a list of those and things that you might put in those. Like, so my health, and it was hugely important to me after I've already lost it and then come back to it. What did I want to be able to do for work? What did I want to be able to draw in from a relationship perspective? What did I want in material things as a vision? And those kinds of things. So I wrote it down on a piece of paper. Then I went, because I don't really buy magazines, so I used to make the excuse of, well, I can't cut pictures out, put it on my vision board. So I went to Google, good old Google. And in Google, I would just type it in, and I would go to images. I would download it, print it out, cut it out, and I made myself my vision board. I'm very happy. So it's been so cool. Carmen's vision board. And I love being able to look at this because so many of these things have been able to come true. And that just gives me goosebumps. Like, I really need to do an updated one. And I am not going to procrastinate for another 5 years. I'm like, wow, a lot of these things have been ticked off now. I need to create and dream big again to be able to grow my next vision and put that into place. So hugely, the vision board has been a real empowering thing for me. Now I know what I do know of how much that was important. They also have an app on your phone where you can create your own vision board on an app. So if you're one of those user-friendly people on the apps, then download your, you can just go and search vision board, and there's a lot of free apps there that you can also do online. So I encourage you to think about your dream. What's important to you? Cut out all the outside noise and just tune into yourself. What's important for your dream? Being able to write it down. Write yourself in that letter. If you were to close your eyes, where would you be? What would you be doing? Who would you be with? What surrounds you? What do you feel? What do you smell? What do you see? It's a perfect exercise to be able to put in writing. So take some time to be able to do that for yourself over the coming day or two. And we look forward to being able to see you in the next training. Thanks, guys. Have a lovely day or evening. Bye.